Hello everyone, Catweazle here, and welcome back to the channel and to Zombicide, Black Plague, big game hunting. And we're in a bit of a pickle. Well, Annie's in a bit of a pickle. She's got like zombies all around her and we're going to have to try and sort something out. Just a couple of other things. Couple of cock-ups. Silas, I gave him 5 actions. Because I got mixed up when he got jumped by, when he searched and got jumped, I just automatically reacted by obviously him killing the zombie. That takes an action. So he didn't have 5 actions, he did have 4 though, because he did level up, if you recall. So rather than being here, I've put him here because he didn't have the action to move there. But he's fine here. So that's that sorted. And I don't think there was anything else. Oh, another thing I've noticed, and this is more to do with the setup of the actual player trays. I had it in my mind that obviously they had 4 health, but they don't have 4 health because that's a 0. So essentially you can have 3 wounds and then you die. So it's not 4 health. So she's in she's in even bigger trouble than I thought she was in, because she's down obviously at 1 wound. So she can only take 1 more. If she takes another one after that, she is dead. So things not looking good for Anne at all. So what we're going to do about it? Well, let's find out in turn the 7th. And welcome to the player phase. Zoomed in a little bit because we're going to make Anne our first player. You can choose who's going to be first player, and I've decided we need Anne to be the first player. Why? Well, if you have a look at the zone she's in, she's got 3 walkers with her. Now we could do with her killing those 3 walkers. That will give her 3 experience points, and that will push her up into the yellow where she gets an extra action. So we only need to kill 2. If we get to 7 experience points, she's on 5 already, she gets that extra action. It's just important she kills all 3. Why is it important she kills all 3 walkers? Because Silas is here. Oh yeah, that was another cock-up I made with Silas. I swapped out his orcish crossbow. I just had it in my mind he had to swap it out because it needed reloading. But what he could have done, obviously, last time was, instead of swapping to a short bow, he could have just reloaded. Duh! But anyway, as it stands, he's got his short bow equipped, and that's not good enough. So if she kills all 3 of those, he can then use 1 action to swap back in his orcish crossbow. 1, 2, that brings him up to 3 actions. And then he's got 1 shot with his orcish crossbow at just fatties. And hopefully he'll be able to kill 2 of them. Because if there's only 1 fatty left, that means that Annie at most will only take 1 wound and she will survive. So that's why it's vital that she kills the 3 walkers. Because if she don't kill all 3 walkers, it means one of those crossbow bolts will have to hit a walker first because of targeting priority. So the idea is we've got to kill as many of these zombies as possible. That gives her a better chance when she does her saves with her plate armour. So let's get on with it. So she's first player, and obviously she is going to attack these walkers. It's no good her attacking the fatties because she's only got a short sword, and that doesn't do enough damage. Righto, let's get on with it. First walker. A 5, yes. So that's the first walker out of the way. And that is a good start. She's up to 6. So come on, Annie. Let's have that second walker. 6, yes. Second walker out of the way. That is brilliant because that puts her up to 7. She's in the yellow, and that means she will get an extra action. So she's got 2 actions left now to kill this last walker. Another 6. Bang! Kills the last walker. That is brilliant stuff. Righty-ho. Now, there's not much else she can do. She can't. It's no good her attacking the fatties. She can't kill them. She can't move with a final action because she's got an extra one now because she's leveled up. Because obviously she's got 3 zombies there. She doesn't have enough movement points, so she's going to leave it at that. But she certainly went down fighting if she goes down. So that is great stuff from Annie. Right, next after Annie is Baldric. And here we are with Baldric. First thing Baldric's going to do is he's going to trade, and he's going to trade with Nelly. Nelly is going to give him the axe. So he's going to equip that, and he's going to put Death Strike in his backpack. He is going to give Nelly the dragon bile he found. So she's now got 2 dragon biles, one of which she is putting in her hand because she's trading, she can also rearrange everything. And she's going to put her short sword in her backpack and take the torch out and put it in her other hand. So she's now carrying a torch and a dragon bile, and Baldric has got an axe and an inferno. For Baldric's second action, he is going to bash the door in. So he's bashed the door in. That will take a noise token. So that's his second action. His third action is he's stepping out here. And his fourth action is he is going to cast Inferno. So, well, no, this isn't his fourth action. This is his free action because he's got Spellcaster. Yeah, which is 1 free magic action. So he's going to cast this. So he's got 4 dice. He's going to attack these 2 here. He needs a 4+ with 4 dice, and it will do 2 damage. So, come on. Oh, 4 dice, isn't it? There we go, 4 dice. And there you go, he gets a 5 and a 6 and a 4. So that's brilliant. Whoosh. Gets rid of these 2 walkers. That's brilliant. And that is 2 extra XP, which puts him up to 13. Then what he's doing with his final action, remember that was his free magic action, he's actually stepping back in here. Because when this spawns, we don't want a load of zombies spawning on top of him. Okie dokie. Right, so that's Baldric's go. Next up is Clovis. So what's he going to do? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So can he search? Search for 1, then move 1. Yeah, he's only got 3 actions, hasn't he? Which would be 1, 2, 3. What he's going to do, I think, is he's going to go 1, 2, 3. And he is going to stay there. Yes, that's what he's going to do. So just 3 movement actions for Clovis. Then it is Nelly. First of all, she's going to use a free movement action, which is 1. Then she is going to move up 1, so that's 1 action. She's still got, what is it? She's still got 2 left. So she is going to chuck the dragon bile. So we discard that. And she has thrown the dragon bile here. And with her final action, which isn't going to be a final action, she's going to throw the torch. So she throws the torch, And whoosh. That destroys this guy and this walker, which is brilliant. She gets the XP for that. Let me just check what the abomination XP is. It might be 5, I think. Yep, the abomination XP is 5, so she gets 5 experience plus 1 for the walker is 6, which puts her up to 12. And she has 1 action left because she has gone into the yellow, which means she gets an extra action. And what she's going to do is she's going to rearrange her gear. So she's putting the short sword back, which will go with her dagger. So pretty cool. Oh, actually what she does is she's not going to, well, she's going to rearrange, but she's going to do it via a trade with Clovis. Because Clovis is going to give her the axe, because she's a bit quicker. Right, so there we go. So we have Nelly now with an axe and a short sword, because she traded. And because when you trade, you can rearrange as well, so she's done it that way. Okay, so good stuff. Right, after Nelly, we have Samson. And what Samson's going to do is he is going to go 1. Oh, he's going to search first. He'll search first. And he gets a crossbow. So put that in his backpack. And then he's going to go 1, 2. It's pretty cool. Righty-ho. I'm not too bothered about Baldric being on his own here. If we do get a big spawn here, well, he can just do Inferno into here. That'll go, and it won't affect these guys because they're not stood on that zone. So I think he'll be alright on his own in there. So that was Samson's go. Next up is Silas. And Silas has got a job to do. Let's get on it. And here we are with Silas, and it's an important set of actions. First of all, what he's going to do is he's going to swap out his short bow, which he shouldn't have put in the first place, and he is going to put his crossbow in there. So he's now holding his crossbow. That was his first action. Second action is a move here. His third action, he moves there, and then he's going to shoot, and this is not ideal, but we hopefully will be okay because he hits on a 2 or better. So he's got 1 shot with his crossbow, 2 dice. Hopefully he can take 2 of these fatties out. So come on, 2 or better. Come on, Silas. A 3 and a 6. He does it. 2 damage each. He takes 2 of these out, and he could very well have saved Annie's bacon. Top stuff. So that's 2 experience, puts him up to 9. Great stuff. And that is the end of his go. So, so even if the fatty manages to hit Anne, well, that's okay, because she can take 1 damage. She's still got to save through a plate armour, but she can take one more wound before she carks it. We'll just have to hope that when we do the spawns, we don't get a all fatties, like get an extra activation, because that'd be pretty grim. Okay, so that's the end of a very entertaining player phase. Let's get straight on to the zombie phase. And welcome back to the zombie phase. So first things we've got is activations. So this fatty is going to attack Anne. Anne has got a saving throw with her plate armour. Come on, Anne. A 4, she does it. Brilliant. She only needed a 3 or better, so she hasn't taken any damage. That's brilliant. She's still only got 1 wound. So, got away with that one. As long as we don't get an extra activation for fatties, we should be fine. These two walkers, take that off the board now, I don't think it carries on. So one here, one here. So they're obviously going to move towards these guys. So there we go. And that's it for activations, and now we've got yellow spawn time. So top spawn point gets a walker, that's fine. That is fine. Coolness. Next up is down here on the right hand side, and we get bloody necromancer. Damn it! Right, so necromancer comes in there. Here he is. Some vile wizardry. He's managed to come back, and obviously he gets a spawn for the spawn token he brings with him, which is 2 walkers. It was 3 walkers, wasn't it, the last one? Yellow! So it was 3 walkers, not 1. I'll put those in there. Right. Duh, idiot. Right, 2 walkers have come in with the necromancer. So that's right. And then we've got our final spawn down here, which will be 1 fatty. Okay. So I've got a fatty. That comes in here. I think Baldric will be able to see to that. Oh, necromancer, get rid of that. Get rid of that card. Right, so that is our spawn. Not too bad, not too bad. Could have done without the necromancer. Oh, if anybody's wondering why the game sort of hasn't finished, we haven't quite achieved everything yet. I was just checking last night, and although we've killed an abomination, killed a necromancer, and found the lab, we have also got to get all the objectives, and we still have 3 left over. So we are going to have to go into this building eventually and try and work our way through it. So we've still got a bit of a way to go before we actually achieve, but the main things we have achieved. It's just a question of mopping up these final objectives. Righty-ho, so that is it for turn the 7th. Let's get straight on to turn the 8th. Just before we start turn the 8th, obviously we've got the end phase. Duh! So let's take that, get rid of that, and as mentioned, I think Baldric's our first player. So that's the end phase. Now we're going to go into turn 8. And here we are at turn 8. Right ho. Baldric's first. So he's going to throw Inferno into here. So that's 4 dice. 2, 3, 4. Against this fatty. It does do 2 damage. Can we see? No, it might help if we could see. Yeah. And there we go. 2 hits. So that's funky. He has got rid of the fatty. Burned him to a crisp, which gives him an extra XP. So he moves up to 14. Brilliant. So he's still got... That was his free magic action, by the way, so he's still got 4 actions. So I think the first thing he'll do is he'll search. Because he could do with another torch. Did it again, the finger of power. Done it again. Yeah, he's got a torch, that's brilliant. So he'll put that in his offhand. And he still has 3 actions. So he's going to go 1 for his second action. 2 for his third action, and then he is going to trade, and he's going to trade that torch. He'll trade that torch to Nelly because she's got the dragon bile. So pops that to Nelly. She going to trade anything? No. Keep it like that. So, excellent stuff. So, Nelly now has the way, just in case, while we're mopping everything up, we get another abomination on the board. So, that's pretty cool. So, that is it for Baldric. After Baldric, it's Clovis. Clovis going to do a bit of killing. First action, moves here. And he's going to take on this walker. So let's get the dice tower back. There it is, I think you can see that. And he gets 2 dice. He's only got a short sword, but he does get a +1 die on melee. So he needs a 4 or better. He gets snake eyes, get rid of them. And he's going to go again with his final action. And he does a lot better. So he kills that walker, which gives him 1 experience point. And that sends him into the yellow. He's now got 7. So he gets an extra action. So what is he going to do with his extra action? He's going to move, and he's just going to move here. So he's moved there. We're going to try and meet up, and then we'll try and get into here and get those last 3 objective tokens. Righto, so that's Clovis. Next up, we have Nelly. So she's got 1 free movement action, so she's going to move here. And is she going to bother with that walker? I don't think so. Her next 4 actions are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So she's moving right up there to try and support those guys. Okay, so that's Nelly. Next is Samson, and Samson's going to use all his 3 actions. Yes, he's still only on 4. He's still only on 4 experience. So he's going to move here for his first action, and then he's going to use his hand crossbow on this walker. Hand crossbow, 2 dice. He needs a 3 or better. And he gets a 6. So takes out that walker. That's good. Which gives him an extra XP. He moves up to 5. So that was 1. That was his second action. His third action, he's just going to stand next to Clovis. Right, oh. Next up, we have Silas. So let's move the camera. Just realised I just rolled them, didn't I? And you couldn't see them. But there they are, the 6 and the 1. Sorry about that, I just left the dice tower up here, didn't I? But he did get a 6 and a 1, so he did hit with the 6. So apologies about that. But I've moved up here, and we'll keep it in shot, shall we? Right, Silas's go. Oh, I also I didn't show you where Nelly ended up. But like I say, she did 1 free movement action to here. Then she still had 4 actions left, so she went 1, 2, 3, 4. So showed you how she has got there. Now we've got Silas. He's going to pull the same trick as last time and hopefully not hit Annie. So, or is he, actually? No, what he's going to do is, for his first action, he's actually going to move in here, I think. Is he? And yes, he is. And he's going to use his crossbow, but he's going to use it as a melee weapon. So he still gets 2 dice, but this, he needs a 3+. He doesn't get his ranged ability bonus because he's using it as a melee weapon. So he gets 2 dice for his second action. And he's targeting the fatty. This is melee now, so he doesn't need to use targeting priority. Whew. So, pity, he did miss. He did miss with that, but he did get one hit, and the one hit is going on this guy. So he's got rid of that fatty, and he gets 1 extra XP, putting him up to 10. And so that was his second action. He's now going to do exactly the same, and he's going to target the walkers. This is his third action, remember? But he won again and missed. Stop missing! But he does get 1 hit with the 4, so I'll take this one out. And another experience point, puts him up to 11. And so what's he done? He's done 1 move for 1 action, killed the fatty and killed the walker, so he's got 1 action left. Excuse me, 1 action left. He's going to do exactly the same. Hopefully he can get 2 successes. No, he can only get 1 success, but that still kills 1 of the walkers. Puts him up to 12. Melee is obviously not his strong point. I was hoping he'd end up with at least 1 action left so he could step back, but 'twas not to be. Right, so that is the end of Silas's go. He certainly helped out a little anyway. So next up we have Anne. So what's Anne going to do? Well, she's going to attack this walker, obviously. So she gets 1 die. Needs a 4 or better. Oh, 3. What's happening to me rolling, man? Oh, I'm throwing them on the floor. That's what's happening. Right, so that's the first action. She's going to do exactly the same again. A 4 at last. Right, so she does kill that walker. That puts her up to 8 XP. And she has 1 action left, thankfully. And what she's going to do with that 1 action is she is going to step back. So it's poor old Silas who's going to be left in there. But hopefully he's got more chance to sort of defend himself, hopefully. Righto. So that is the end of the player phase. So let's move on to the zombie phase. And here we are at the zombie phase. Now, unfortunately, we weren't able to kill the necromancer. It's not a big deal. We've got Baldric here with Inferno, so he can sort of hang around here and obviously try and like just fry him with the rest of these guys. So not too bothered about that, but it does mean we do have an extra spawn point for a while. But enough of that, let's get on with the spawning. So up at the top as normal, see what company that good old Silas is going to get. Well, he's not going to get a necromancer because we've got a necromancer already on the board, but what that does mean is we get an extra activation. Again, not too bad because it actually gets him out in the open a bit. So he moves to there, so that's cool. Right, and it also means we didn't get anything up there. As long as we don't get a double spawn down here, hopefully Silas will be alright. So next one, we've got a runner in the yellow. Let's get a runner, and he comes out here. Now we've got another spawn because we've got the necromancer spawn point still there because we haven't killed the necromancer yet, and that is 2 fatties. But that's not too bad. They're down here, they're a bit out of the way. That's not too bad. Oh, I forgot the activations first, didn't I? So he'd have been there and these 2 guys would have been here. Sorry about that. He's out of front because we got the extra activation. I should have done the activations first rather than the spawn. But we're up to date now. Right, so we've done those. So the next place to spawn is down here. And we get another necromancer. So he moves along. It's not a big problem to us, because we'll just be able to kill him next turn. But it does show how necromancers can zoom off the board very quickly. This is why it's important to kill them as quickly as possible. If in other circumstances that had just been horrendous, there'd have been a possibility that a necromancer could have just zoomed off the board and we would have been stuck with this spawn point till the end of the game. But as it's worked out, it's not too bad. Right, so that is the end of the zombie phase. Let's move to the end phase. And here we are at the end phase. I'll tell you what I forgot, and I forgot it a couple of times. I forgot it in the previous turn as well. Obviously, when Baldric did Inferno, I should have put a couple of I should have put one of these tokens out each time that he used it. So that is for when he got rid of the fatty here. So we have got a token, but the previous turn as well, I should have put a couple of tokens out when he used Inferno, but I didn't. It didn't make any difference because the zombies were going in the directions they were going in anyway. But bit of an apology for missing out on the noise tokens. But I'll put it there now in order to take it away because it's the end phase. Right. Okay. So that's gone. Who are we going to make first player? Let's have Clovis as first player. Why not? Doesn't really matter who's going to go first. Or is he? Yeah, we'll keep it as Clovis. I'm just thinking what I should have done is, rather than sending Nelly up here, it's probably better to go into these buildings through this vault, and I think we'll do that. Why is it better to go into these buildings through this vault? It means that these doors stay shut, the outer doors. So if we do that, there's only one way that the zombies can follow us in, which is through this vault. And coming through this vault means they've got more, what's the word, they've got to use more movement to get into the vault. If we open that door, for example, it's right next to a spawn zone, and anything that spawns here is just going to go straight in. Similarly, if we open one of these doors, these guys will be able to go straight in. So I think by going through this way, it just makes it a bit more difficult for the zombies to follow us. Even this spawn point is 1, 2, 3, 4 before they actually get in. So I think we'll do it that way. And we could always leave a nice dragon bile trap in this vault. So, might go for that. Might go for that. Right, so anyway, that's the end of the end phase, and we've got Clovis as our first player. Cool. Right, so that is the end of turn the 8th, and all things considered, it's gone very well. It was very tricky at the beginning of this episode. We've managed to extricate Annie from a lot of trouble, and I think we're in a good shape to get into this main suite of rooms here and hoover up these remaining objectives. We've got a few people into the yellow. I think there is only Samson who isn't in the yellow now, so we can sort that out pretty quickly, I think, once we get in here. And we can hoover up those 3 objectives. So hopefully next turn, next episode, we should be well on our way to winning this. So it's worked out pretty well. Right, just before I go then, just a quick reminder about the Google Hangout tonight. Tube tables people, about 8 o'clock UK time, I think. So it'd be great to see you there. If you want to come along, ask a few questions and whatnot, please feel free. So thanks very much for watching. As always, thanks very much for all your subscriptions, for all your comments, for all the help and tips, and for all the encouragement. And, of course, for pointing out where I'm making silly mistakes, like swapping out the orcish crossbow and giving Silas an extra activation when he shouldn't have had one, and stuff like that. So if you've spotted any more, please do point them out, and I'll try and fix them for next turn. Right, until then, I hope you join me for chapter the 4th of Black Plague and big game hunting. But until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.